Yes, it's Peter Jorgensen. I'm the Managing Director of Spiral Logistics, and we do specialise in steel logistics within Australia and within Sydney, Brisbane and Melbourne. We have presence, there's around 140 steel experts driving our trucks of about 140 vehicles. We have dedicated contract steel logistics vehicles across a range of steel customers specifically, and they each work as a dedicated truck out of a steel distribution centre. So they would perform anywhere between 1 delivery and up to 15 deliveries on any given day, working on preloaded vehicles that are loaded overnight, and our task will be to restrain the load and obviously perform all the deliveries in one of our company vehicles, which could be from a prime mover to a rigid but specialised vehicle with all the equipment required to cut steel. And the steel products we carry is all of the products, whether it be coils, beams, structural steel, sheets. We do all the steel across the market from across Victoria, New South Wales and Queensland. One of the biggest challenges is the record management. We have a strong obligation to keep records across, whether it be vehicle maintenance, whether it be fatigue, whether it be just in general safety. We require a robust system to help us with the record keeping, to make it as efficient as possible and meeting all the compliance levels across each area of safety. And that's a real challenge because there is quite a lot of records that need to be kept to demonstrate that you're following the rulings or following the guidelines in regards to all facets associated with safety. We've migrated our safety management system across to a digital system to make it a lot easier for the drivers, and we've had a very strong uptake from the drivers in regards to our safety management system being completely digital. And we've chosen to use Teletrac Navman and put in eye-face devices across all trucks to standardise our safety system. But we introduced that not completely about safety, but certainly to support the drivers in their journey throughout the day and to help support them with any needs they may have. So little things like requesting uniform, requesting PPE, requesting load restraint equipment. They might seem minor, but the Teletrac Navman system and the digital forms makes it a very easy process for drivers to request things like that, and our urgency to respond to those digital forms is at a very high level, so drivers feel that they're being supported on the road. I see plenty of events on the road which make me very nervous when I go to bed every night. Is about the safety aspect of road users, but the third parties, if you like, and the road users outside our drivers have a lack of appreciation for truck drivers and just how heavy the load is and the distance they need to provide a truck if they cut in front of the truck. And there's plenty of events that have been brought to my attention through our surveillance camera systems that we've set up on all of the trucks. And that's given us a really good insight without driving the truck about just how dangerous it is on the roads. Despite the driver doing the right thing, the other parties on the road have a lack of understanding about just how heavy some of these vehicles can be, particularly in our specialised vertical, which is steel logistics. We're carrying 25 tonne. We're driving 40 plus tonne along the road, and it's just not easy to manoeuvre these vehicles in the event that a third party cuts in front or brakes suddenly. And I think there's a lack of appreciation for the expertise from the drivers and just the weight of the truck and the agility of the truck on the road. I think it's to take their time on the road. I think as a human race, everything is becoming a lot more hectic. There's a lot of urgency in what everybody does outside transport, but in any industry. I think life's pretty hectic, and I think just that people have a lack of patience on the roads and otherwise. And so my advice to drivers will be just to take your time and do things properly and safely. Yeah, it's a module within our induction, and it's ongoing training with the drivers about how to look after themselves. Certainly fatigue's a big part of it in transport. There's guidelines and there's rulings around fatigue that help govern what a driver can and can't do as far as work hours are concerned. But beyond that, it's their diet, it's exercising. We're very fortunate we don't do a lot of interstate at all. We don't do a lot of long regional trips. So we do local transport. So there's frequent opportunities for the drivers to get out and stretch and have a rest, eat something, drink something on a regular basis so they can remain alert. And what they eat is very important, and to keep up the liquids, particularly in summer, it can be very dehydrating. So we work through some programs with drivers as well to make sure they're getting enough exercises, and we ask about their well-being. And I think the level of engagement from Spiral is what I like to think differentiates ourselves from some businesses, and that is our level of engagement is very high, and it's a personalised service that we provide the driver. As the owner of Spiral, every driver's got my number. I'll answer the phone for every driver anytime they ring, and we try to devise a management structure that an operations manager would only have about 20 drivers that he's responsible for. So it's a very personalised service that we provide the drivers, and in return I think the level of engagement that we receive from them and the level of service is to the benefit of everybody. I think their expertise, it's a very specialised logistics service we provide, and as a result there's a lot of skills and knowledge that the driver needs to have. So that separates themselves from the market, and that provides a lot of value. So the retention level of those drivers with those skills and that knowledge, given that there's at least 2 weeks of training if a driver comes to us and they haven't had steel logistics experience, we do a lot to retain the drivers with gift vouchers. Every year we recognise tenure, and the value of the gift voucher is determined by the length of service. So we provide some pretty big incentives to the guys that have been around a long time by way of gift vouchers at different values depending on tenure. So those kind of things are very, very important, I think, for drivers, and to help with the relationship between Spiral and drivers and the drivers and our customers as well.